you know, it's I don't know, man. It's a movie, with Welcome back to another episode of Smitty Snippets. Today we're discussing Wolfman. If you enjoy this content, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell so you can be notified for more content when it drops. All right, let's get into it. I bet you some of you are wondering right now, was this movie good? Well, I'm going to answer your question. It's neither. It's neither good nor bad. Okay, it's somewhere in the middle, and I will tell you why. First of all, the actors in it, Julia Garner as Charlotte, Christopher Abbott as Blake, and Matilda Firth as Ginger. They all did a phenomenal job. I have no problems with the actors in this film. I think they did an amazing job. I think it was more of the way the film was set up. There will be spoilers, so if you don't want to be spoiled with this movie, you plan on watching it, go ahead and watch it. When you get done, come on back. We'll talk about this movie some more. This movie follows the family, and Charlotte and Blake are having marital issues, but Blake's father passes away and he has to go back to Oregon to gather his things. I would not have gone back there, but that's what he did. So he goes back with the moving truck, and then things just get set off from there. They see this humanoid wolf person on the road, which makes them swerve, and now all of a sudden we have this movie where they're hiding inside of his father's house for the majority of this movie, and that's pretty much it. Blake gets scratched, and throughout the movie he is changing while they have to deal with the Wolfman threat that's outside the house. That is the entire movie. I thought that the fear was there. The fear and the suspense was there, making the movie good in that aspect. That part of it was definitely there. Like, you can feel that tension and things going on. There are a few parts I'll talk about in a minute that kind of upped that tension a little bit. So they tie in the missing people in Oregon, which in fact is a true event. I think Oregon is the second largest state for missing people in the United States. So I like how they added that little bit in. There's always been like a sort of mystery as to why people go missing in the Oregon woods. So I enjoyed that part of it. This is just a personal preference. I didn't like the Wolfman. Okay, let's just get that out the way. I didn't like how the Wolfman was styled. It is based on the classic version of Wolfman or werewolf from the 1960s era, and that's fine. I get that. It's a little bit more grounded, a bit more realistic. I do not like this type of Wolfman. I just think it looks kind of meh. But I get it. That is just a personal preference of mine. There were some pretty cool aspects of the transformation, though. You get to see the Wolfman, how the Wolfman gets to his vision, how things are lit up for him as opposed to incredibly dark for everybody else. And there's one particular scene in here where Blake is transforming, but he's in the kitchen downstairs and he can hear someone walking around upstairs on the second floor. And he believes that Wolfman had gotten through the window somehow. So he goes upstairs, walks around. He hears this incredible banging, and he goes into the spare room, opens the closet door, and what he actually heard was a spider crawling on the wall. I thought that was pretty cool, the way that they used that. The tension for that scene was very high. So there were certain things in this movie that they did that I loved about this movie. What I didn't like was the simplicity of all of it. It's just your basic hide in a house, and then we just dispatch of the wolf at the end of it. There's nothing surprising about this movie at all. Nothing. If you've seen the commercial, you know how this movie is going to go. Okay, there are no surprises. It goes exactly the way you think it's going to go. And in that regard, I didn't like it. Okay, I feel like a movie should surprise you, and you shouldn't see everything coming, right? So that part of it kind of annoyed me a little bit. Some of the decisions I really didn't like in this. I mean, I know how they played out, but I didn't really like some of the decisions in this. The whole reason they went back to Oregon was because Blake's father passed away. And he got a letter from the government announcing that they're finally ruling his father as deceased, and that he should come pick up his father's stuff. There ain't no way. There ain't no way the government wrote him anything about his father's place. His father's place was so deep out in them woods, no one would have known if he was even gone. Okay? He couldn't even find the house. And he was right next to it. There is no way the government would have been like, yeah, your father's passed. Would you like to come get his stuff? No, there's nothing to get. There's nothing to get. He's been gone for like ever. What am I going to do out there? Huh? In the movie, he's describing to his wife that he wants her to come with him to collect his father's things in Oregon. And he's explaining to her this beautiful, serene picture of this valley between these two mountains. And it was absolutely beautiful. But someone like me who's not from the country doesn't see what you see, right? You see this. I see this. There was one other decision that baffled me in this movie. When they're running away from the Wolfman at first, they're trying to get to the house and unlock the door before he catches them. And they get inside the house, and Blake has to, put all of his weight up against the door to prevent Wolfman from getting in, which is cool. After like a minute, he walks away and he's looking for something. I'm thinking he's looking for a weapon. No. He leaves his family upstairs and he goes into the basement and he finds a light switch and he turns all of the lights on in the house. Which, I guess it's not the worst thing. If you really want whatever's outside to know where you are in the house, I guess that's good, right? I thought he was looking for a weapon, right? I thought he was looking for a weapon. It was at his father's house. Him and his father like to hunt. I thought he was looking for a rifle, but I guess that was out. He had no interest in looking for a rifle. I mean, these are not huge problems, right? These are just minute things. Like I said, this movie's not the worst thing in the world, right? You were kind of expecting steak, right? And you ended up with meatloaf. Still good, just it ain't steak. You know what I'm saying? So would I recommend you watching this? Yes. It did have tension. It did have the suspense in it, but it's very simple in its approach. What you see is what you get. Okay. You're going to see a man running from a wolf and who is slowly turning to a wolf throughout the entire movie. These are things that you've noticed in the trailer. So there's a scene in this that I will not give away that was kind of, I don't want to say gross, but just, it was one of those scenes. It was like kind of one of those shocking scenes to kind of capture everybody. Right. It was okay. It was decent. It just showed you the viciousness and the state in which Blake had escalated to. So go watch the film. I want to know what you guys thought. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, man. I love you guys and I appreciate you hanging out with me. Don't forget to join me and my sister every Thursday at between 9 and 9:30. We do a breakdown of shows like Silo, different movies, Severance, and anything else that comes on Netflix or any one of these other streaming channels. So let us know what you think. Come hit us up on Discord. Again, we love you guys and we appreciate the support, man. I really do. So I'll holler at y'all later, man.